Welcome back, everybody. Can y'all please share this live? Hey, Auntie Emily. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Tiffany. We are waiting on our guests to come on. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Shakana. Let me see.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you now.
Okay, I can hear you, but I don't see you.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to turn my camera on. I don't see you either.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Hold on.
Hey,
That
the
only
devil, the
48
devil thought he had us, but he didn't. See, y'all, that's how you defeat the devil right there. I'm not playing with him this year.
Hi.
Okay, hey. Okay, we got our people in here. So you guys, welcome to Business Owner Spotlight. So being that we are late, we're just gonna dive right in. And tonight we have the beautiful Shakana, our guest, and we will be shining the light on her business tonight. So we're gonna dive right on in, y'all. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. Do you have any children?
Sure. So I'm Chakana K. I am from Queens, New York. I've been in Georgia now 3 years. I have two beautiful children. I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 14-year-old son. So I got my two. I got my boy and my girl. So I'm good. Yeah. So my daughter she just started college, and my son just started high school. So, like, I'm
Oh,
technically,
yay.
I know it's kind of weird because I'm an
Mhm.
empty nester because my son is in private school. So he's away, and my daughter's away at college. So it's kind of weird. Like, I'm an early empty nester. So I'm trying
Mhm.
to get used to that life. But yeah, that is me.
That's good. Okay, and so the next question that I have for you is what do you do for a living and how long have you been doing it?
Okay, so I am an entrepreneur. I started working for myself back in 2012. And I just recently started my candle business back in 2022. So I was doing event planning from 2012, and then I started doing the candles in 2022. And in between that time, I was back and forth in corporate. So in my corporate career, I have over 20 years as an executive assistant for C-level executives. So like the CEOs of some of like the Fortune 500 companies, like fashion, all types of industries. I supported some of the most high level people, and I did that for about 20 years. And yeah, now I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay. So you say you became an entrepreneur in 2012 with the
Yes,
event planning. What
yes.
made you like what sparked your interest in that?
So, as I mentioned, I was working as an executive assistant back in 2012. I was like at the height of my career, like literally the top level, as high as I could get. I was working for a really famous fashion designer,
Mhm.
and I was living like such a good life. It was so much fun. And, I was working on Park Avenue, and it was just really, really exciting because I had finally reached the spot where I wanted to reach. And then, like one day, so my baby was born, my son was born on Christmas Day. So I remember it was I think his second or third birthday,
Mhm.
and we were doing a birthday party for him on Christmas. So, it was a big deal for us because we don't typically have parties for him because Christmas Day, most people are either with their family or traveling. So this year was like his first like big birthday party. And I remember my boss called me, and she had like this emergency, and she was like, "We have a crazy meeting that's happening. An announcement is going to be made in the morning. I need you to come in." She said it should be just a couple of hours. I just
Mhm.
need you to get this messaging out. We have an emergency board meeting, so I need you to come in and take the meeting minutes and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, a couple of hours, and then I'll get back to the party, and start the party. So I went in that morning, and literally I worked so hard. We were there till 9 o'clock that night. I missed the party. Everybody came. They were calling me.
So you work all day, like a
I
full
worked
day?
a full day from like 8 o'clock in the morning to like 9 o'clock at night. And I remember she left, my boss left like around 5. And she was like, okay, guys, have a Merry Christmas. This was Christmas Day. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
have a Merry Christmas. I'm ordering you guys dinner. You know, you guys can all, I'm going to get a car service to take you guys home. And that was just like her way of saying thank you. But meanwhile, I was devastated because I'm like, I'm sitting here working, busting my butt, missing my baby's birthday, and you're leaving and you're going home to be with your family and your kids. And I'm here working. So, like that day, just like that night, I went home, that ride home in the car. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I was like, you know,
Mm-hmm. Was
I
your
missed.
family there for your son? Like, did
Yeah,
you have family there?
I had family.
Wow.
Everybody
And
was
you was
there.
at work.
Yeah, everybody was there. Like this was like one of his big parties, like one of the biggest parties
Mm-hmm.
because he had like my side of the family, his dad's side of the family. So it was like a huge deal and I missed it. So so when I got home that night, I just, thought about it. I was like, I have to think of a plan. I have to find a way to get out of this. So I kind of like thought of a plan in my head. Like I try to figure out like what do I love the most about what I do, right? So I was executive assistant and I was like, okay, I do love what I do, but it's starting to become annoying. But what do I love the most about what I do?
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, it was like I did a lot of corporate event planning, but I also did a lot of event planning for my family and friends on the side just because I had the skill set to do it. And I'm a super creative. So like my family always
Right.
comes to me to do creative things. So I was like, you know what? I think I could do
Mm-hmm.
that. So I decided that I was going to leave my job and I was going to start my own business. And in my head, I had a plan for a year. I was
I'm gonna
like,
stop you 1 second, because I just want to share this with our audience. Y'all, she just dropped a huge nugget on y'all. If y'all didn't catch it, when people talk, I listen to them talk, and I hope that y'all do the same. But she just dropped something on you guys because I had that same experience when I became an entrepreneur. I had started to hate my job, and so every day that I came to work, just dreading coming there, I was just sitting and thinking, like, God, like, what is it that I like to do? Like to anybody that is a aspiring entrepreneur, upcoming or whatever, or you lost, you know that you're supposed to be working for yourself, but you don't know what it is you're supposed to be doing. Y'all, that was a nugget, like for real. What is it that you love to do? Like whatever it is that you love to do, turn it into income. Like
mm-hmm,
that's it.
right.
Turn it into your passion. You get what I'm saying? And it's not work when you love what you do. So I want to
Exactly.
stop you and tell them that because that's literally how I jumped into entrepreneurship. I love to clean, like it's therapeutic for me. So that was my first business, a cleaning company. But go ahead.
So that was my plan. I was like, I'm gonna save up my money for a year. I'm gonna leave this job, start my own business. But God does what God does. And my boss at the time, she was a real big advocate for women business owners. And we used to do this program every year for women who have businesses, and she would give them a $10,000 grant for their business, but they had to do like a 30-day program. And I was ahead of that program. So I was doing all the
Mm-hmm.
coordinating for it. And one day we were just having a meeting about the next group coming in. And she just asked me, she was like, if you had $10,000, what kind of business would you start? And I already had it in my head. So I was like, I would be an event planner. Like that's what,
Mm-hmm.
I had a whole business plan in my head that I went through with her. And it was crazy. Like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, we had a touch base and she asked me, she was like, if I gave you $10,000 to start your business, would you be happy with that? Or would you still want to work here, and do both? Like, what would you do? And I was like, I'll take the $10,000 to start my business. And she gave it to me. So she
For
gave
you
it.
to leave her?
Yep, she gave it to me.
Wow.
I stayed on for 3 months. We brought
You
in
don't
somebody
find
new,
people that do that.
and we still talk. We still talk to this day. Yeah, she gave me the money. I stayed for 90 days. I onboarded a new person. She had 3 assistants, so she wasn't Like it wasn't like she was gonna die without me. But
Right.
I did train another person. I stayed
But
for 90 days.
sometimes people don't want to let their strongest person go,
Yeah,
so she had to see something in you, like to even just do that for you. Like sometimes people like they're not gonna let their strongest person go.
she technically never really let me go because, like I said, we still talk and she still asks
Yeah,
me to do things here and there periodically. But yeah,
yeah.
she gave me that boost and I took it and I ran with it. And I started my business back in 2012.
That's a blessing. That is a blessing. For somebody to see your potential, and the way she kind of picked your brain, like, what would you do if you had 10,000? For you to
Right.
tell her, oh, I
And
would do this. And
right.
she's
Because
like, okay, well, I want to see you do it.
right. And you know what it is? Like, you know how, like, and I'm talking to like anybody who's in a job. Like, for me, it was corporate, but whatever your job is, when you get to a point where you no longer want to work there, it shows in your work. Like, it's reflected through your energy. It's reflected. So she could feel it. Everybody could feel that I just no longer wanted to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I was still coming in, doing my job, but I wasn't giving it my all. I wasn't passionate about it. It was just like,
Right.
so she could see that. And because of the type of person she is, for her, it was important for me to be happy. And that's one of the things that I learned in just in general, even as an entrepreneur, it's super, super important for me and any of my staff or anyone who works with me to be happy because they'll do a better job. Like, nobody wants to be miserable. And if you're miserable, you're not going to perform. And the whole point of being paid for someone paying you is because they want you to perform. So it worked out for both of us. So yeah, that was my beginning.
That's true. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I asked you that question. Okay, so the next question that I have for you is tell us your why behind your business.
Okay, so currently, so my current business that I'm focusing on right now is my candle collection, and I'm also starting some other stuff in February. I don't want to say everything, but I'm going. I'm still doing event planning, but it's not like the focus this year.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you. But my main why is my children, and I'm sure you hear that a lot from entrepreneurs. My kids have seen me work so hard. I've missed out on a lot of their school stuff. A lot of their teachers didn't even know who I was. Like, I just worked so hard when they were younger to build this career that I had when I was doing corporate. And when I decided to start my own business, I was like, I want to be there for my kids. I want to be present, like in the moment. I want to be at their events. I want them to see their mother, be successful and, accomplish her goals. Because I'm always telling them, like, if you have goals, you have to accomplish them. Like, we just got to figure out what to do and you got to do it. So I'm all about practicing what I preach. So my why every day, even when I don't feel like doing it, I'm like, I have these two beautiful children who inspire to be like me and better, which I want them to be. So I can't let them down. So that's my why.
That's true. I love that because I can relate. My children are my why. I was just talking to my sister today on the phone and I was like, I'm not doing this for me. I was
Right.
like, I'm doing it for my children, their kids. And then I was telling my sister, I was like, even my niece and my nephew, like I just want to pave the way for them. Like
Right.
it's important to me. So I definitely can relate as a mother, auntie, all of that.
All of it.
Um,
Sister, daughter, cousin.
yes, yes, just the younger generation all together. Yes.
Right.
What keeps you motivated on days that you feel overwhelmed? Because we're all human. So what keeps you like, because I know me, I tell people all the time I'm very transparent on my platform. Because I feel like it's important to be transparent. I just want people to know um it's not peaches and cream. I don't have it all together. Like I tell people all the time, like, baby, I'm out here on the prayer and the plan, like the prayer first and then the plan. And I'm just like, God, you're gonna see me through. You said ask. So I feel like that's important to be transparent. So I like to know, like what like to help somebody else basically like what keeps you going on those days that you feel like giving up, basically.
Well, on a daily basis, I give it up to God. Like I
Hmm.
just this is all above me. I
Yes,
literally he guides me. Listen, he's the director, I'm the actor. I just go, I do whatever
I
he
like
directs
that.
me and guides me to do. There's so many days that I'm just exhausted and I'm tired and I just, I don't want to do it, but I do it because I know this is the path that
Yes.
he led me to, and this is what I need to do, and I need to be rich. So I can't be rich. Like I
Come
can't build
on with it.
like, yeah, it's not, it's so crazy. Like when I worked in my job in corporate, I was offered so many promotions and stuff, and I declined them. And I would always say, money doesn't motivate me, is what I would always say.
Mhm.
And my managers hated it, but I was like, it doesn't. Like it just doesn't. Money doesn't motivate me. But being an entrepreneur, honey, the money
Yeah,
definitely
it's
motivates
different,
me because
right? Yes,
I needed to survive. I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle because of my past job, and the career that I had. It allowed me to live a certain kind of way. And I have to continue that. Like, I don't want to go backwards. I'm trying to progress. I'm trying to, be better than I was. So, yeah, definitely the money and definitely just waking up and I'm just like, God, what we doing today? What you
right,
want me to do? Where you need me? How you want me to roll? Like,
right.
they say God does what you can't do for yourself. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even
true.
rely on me anymore. I just kind of just give it to him and I'll give him my all. I said I'm going to do
Right,
whatever it is that you got me to do, and wherever you lead me is where I'm going.
right. I like that because that's me too. When I'm at my weakest, like I said, I feel like it's important to be transparent. So I'm always telling them, like, if I told y'all that I didn't quit, I would be lying. Like I threw in the towel 2 days ago, last week, but God threw it back like, girl, go get that
Right,
towel and get back in there. So I love to hear, you never know like how you're helping the next person by
right.
sharing what motivates you and keeps you going. So I like to hear, everybody's reason for what keeps them motivated. So let's see, our last question that we have is, what advice can you leave our audience with today, for just anyone that wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to become an entrepreneur, anybody that's working in the corporate world and they're sick of it, they're over it, like what advice would you tell someone else?
I would say, like, whatever it is that you want to do or that you think you can do, I would definitely just say strive for excellence and do it and execute it. Anything that you want to do, you definitely can do. It sounds crazy, and I didn't believe it until I did it. Like, literally, anything that pops in your head that you say, you know what, I want to do this, you can do it. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to put in the work. Definitely know that it's not going to fall on your lap. Nobody just going to hand it to you. You're going to have to put in the work, but I think that it's very important that you go for it. Don't just sit on it. Don't just think about it. If you have an idea, just do it. Just go
Right,
for it.
that's true. That's one of my sayings that I always say when I'm doing my live streams, that nobody is going to give you
Yes,
anything.
me too. I might be like
Nobody
Nike. I always
is.
tell my kids. I like
They not handing you nothing. Let's see.
right.
Oh, they said this is very motivating. God is awesome. Thank you, Shannon. They say congratulations, Shakana, on all your accomplishments.
Thank you. Thank
And the
you.
first step is the hardest, but it's worth it. That's true.
Yes, it definitely is.
Beautifully
It's so
healed.
worth I'm telling, that's another
Yes.
piece of advice. It is so worth it when you feel the sense of just your mind is clear, you're happy, you're
Hmm.
present in every moment, and you just it's not easy. Like I said, it's a shift that you have to. It's a mindset shift that you have to make, and it's not going to come to you like you're going to think about it for a long time, but until you're ready, you have to absolutely 100%
Hmm.
be ready to shift
Yeah.
your mind to
And you
do
have to want the change.
you have to
Like
want it,
you
and
gotta
you have to
want it.
welcome it, and you can't fight it, and you can't, you know what I mean? Like, you just have to embrace every single part of it, but it feels amazing. I can say I wake up every morning and I feel amazing. I'm doing what I love to do, and I'm just very, very happy that I made that decision.
Right. And I feel like also as an entrepreneur, being, since we're speaking on this topic, a lot of people feel like everything is just so perfect. Like, oh, they just work for their sales or this and that. Like, y'all,
No,
if only y'all knew.
it's definitely not perfect, but the thing that makes it a little bit, I don't want to know, I don't necessarily need to say it makes it easier, but what makes it maybe from able for me to handle is the fact that I can't blame nobody else when something go wrong because it's my business.
Right,
So like,
right,
if you're at work and they don't give you the raise or they don't give you the promotion or you don't get approved for the days off or you didn't make the money, you could blame them and be mad at them. But when you're working for yourself, if something don't go right, you can only be mad at yourself. And who wants to do that? So like, instead of
right,
getting mad at myself when on those days when things are just not going the way I'm like, well, how can I fix this? Like, how
right.
can I make it right? Like, how can I get it to be where I want it to be? Because it can be
That's
that way.
true.
There's a
Yeah,
solution
that's
to
true.
every problem.
That
So
is true.
how can I
Dealing
fix
with clients, customers, everything is true. I tell my little sister that all the time. She's a master cosmetologist, and I'm like, look, you don't respect your business, other people are not gonna respect it. Like,
right?
you have to respect it first. So, like you said, it's your business. If you want the change, make the change.
Make the change.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
that's
what you got
true.
to do. It's your responsibility.
It's so, so true. Okay, so let me see if we have any questions. I always tell people you work harder when you have your own business. That is so true,
Yeah,
Miss
you like
Gamma's world.
25
That's
hours
so
a
true.
day.
Yes, all day. You
It's
work more.
nonstop.
The only thing
Nonstop.
that I will say, with being an entrepreneur, like Shakana said, it is nonstop. However, I do enjoy the freedom.
Mhm.
Um, I enjoy being able to make my own schedule. I enjoy being able to travel and go as I please. When my kids need me at their school, like how you said earlier when you shared with audience that you missed a lot of school events, due to working so much, So once you become an entrepreneur, um, it definitely has its pros and cons. Like when you
Yes.
step into that entrepreneur world, like now you can set your schedule around your children's schedule. So that's super important also, is another thing that I love.
Yeah, that is one of the most valuable parts of it for me is like just waking up in the morning and being like, okay, what do I want to do today? Like, I mean, I
Yes,
know what I gotta do, but like, what do I need to do? I don't have to be like,
right.
oh my God, I'm on somebody else's schedule. I gotta clock in at this certain time.
Mm-hmm. That's
That
true.
is a lot of headache. It's a lot of stress, when you think about stuff like that. So yeah, for definitely being able to control my schedule and being, like I said, present for my kids are two pluses, for sure.
Right. Seretna said she said you definitely have to work it and be ready for success because it doesn't come easy. And that's true.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
But
because going to a 9 to 5, you're just going and you're clocking in. They're giving you this description or this job title, what you're supposed to do, and then you're done. And like Gamma's World said, you're wearing all the hats when you first become an entrepreneur. You doing everything.
you're doing
So
everything, and you're going to do that for a while until you're financially able to bring on others, or if you're lucky enough to have friends and family who want to just help you. But yeah, you're going to be wearing all the hats. But like I said, it's so rewarding at the end of the day, even if you're stressed and tired, and just to be like, well, this is my business. Like, this is what I created. This is what I built. So that definitely keeps me motivated and keeps me going. It's very rare that I don't want to do it. It's very rare. Like, I
right.
get tired, but I don't ever really want to give up. Like I said, I need to be rich. Like, nobody else.
Yeah.
When I
And
say
you
that,
doing
for
what you
people, they don't
love to do.
understand. Like,
Yes.
I'm not there yet. So I can't. I have a certain number that I need to see before I could be like, all right.
Right. And also, you guys, network, network, network. I cannot stress that enough. Like,
Absolutely.
network.
Let me
Like,
tell
you
you
have
something.
to.
Now, I know that was my last question, but when you
Oh
said
no,
the
you're good. You're good. Look, we were late, so you're
the
good.
networking. So, like I mentioned to you, I'm from New York. I've been in Georgia
Hmm.
just 3 years. January 1st, 3 years. I knew no one when I came here. I had one friend and one cousin, and I didn't even see them because one lived in Powder Spring and one lived in Ackworth, and I was in Sandy Springs. So I didn't know anybody. I had no choice but to network. I was on, Eventbrite, free events in Sandy Springs. I was on Facebook, joining every single Sandy Springs group that I could find. Like, I probably went to 100 networking events that first year I was here, honestly. Like, I went and I met so many people. I got their number, their information, switch, business cards, whatever. I did that for like a year. And then when I started my candle line in 2022, I already had connections from networking the year before. Right. So I was able to do pop-up shops or, do when people had seminars and they needed vendors and stuff like that. I had those connections already because I had networked. Like, even with you today, me on this show.
I was just about to tell them, y'all, like, baby, if you don't have your pen and paper out, like, she dropping so many nuggets on y'all, like, so many gems. Like,
this is how we here now. We met at a networking event.
We did. And we connected immediately.
And I gravitate towards successful people. I saw you. I met you that day. I started following you. You worked hard, and I love that work ethic. I was like, oh, y'all, me and her.
Yeah, even when we met that day, we were like, oh yeah, we're going to market together.
Right, exactly. I was like, oh, I want to go foot to pavement. You was like, I'll go with you. And I was like,
right. Okay. We was like, yeah, we're going together. Yeah, we're going together.
Right, like,
didn't know each other, no nothing. We just connected at a networking event. We have the same business coach, so we connected through her at a lunch and learn. Boom, So again, y'all, network. I'm telling you, gotta get out here and network.
You have to. Even if you
so many people are so scared of I don't know. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to meet this person. Or I don't want to do this. They so afraid of people trying to use them. Y'all, you got to take the good with the bad and keep it moving. Like, it is what it is. Take the good with the bad, keep it moving. Like, don't allow like one bad apple to cause you to feel like everybody is that way. You can't feel like that. Like, you got to keep it pushing. Every person that you run into going to be a good person or a good connection? No, it's okay if it's not. Keep it moving. It's several other good people out there, good, genuine people. Yes. Like I said, she and I connected, and we've been supporting each other since from that day.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people, like, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and people are like, oh, I'm an introvert, or, I'm shy. Listen, I am shy. I am an introvert. I've been to events where I did not speak to people sometimes, but I still, like, I peep the scene. Like, I'm in there and I may not, but I'm like, you know what, when I leave, my little introverted self, I'm just going to send them a message, or so it took me a while to get out of that. But now I'm more comfortable in my skin, because I'm just more comfortable with myself. I had therapy, a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm more comfortable with myself. So I know, like, when I go to the networking events, I have a goal in mind before I even get there. And, it's important for me to build those relationships, because even back in corporate, one of the rules I always say, it is not what you know, it is who you know. Yes. So, and that is the same as far as, being an entrepreneur, starting a business. I could go through my phone and call somebody in every industry, literally. Like, I just met so many people. I established so many relationships, and that's how I'm able to do what I'm able to do every day, honestly.
Right. And when you, like she stated, when you're going to these events, y'all don't just go and you just sitting in one spot. You're not, y'all. You got to work the room. Like, you got to work the room. Like she said, you want to leave and know that you have made those connections. It's so important. And I tell people all the time, like, good relationships, a genuine relationship. Like, I always go into any relationship, whether it's sisterhood, friendship, whatever. I go into any relationship looking at the longevity of it. I don't go into it looking at the money that I can make off of this person, or, that's the last thing on my mind. Like, I'm looking at, how can we build? How can I help you? Exactly. How can you help me? And that's important for me, to make sure that my relationships that I build with other women is equally yoked. Yes. I don't want a relationship where I'm doing all the pouring. and you're not pouring back into my cup or pouring
Exactly.
into me. Like, we need to be helping each other. It has to be, equal. So
And you
that's
will come
important
across
also.
that. You will come across some relationships like this, and you have to take a step back and be like, wait a minute, hold up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing just a little bit more than I'm comfortable doing, and this person is not pulling in their leg of the work. So you have to identify it, and you just set your boundaries. Like, I'm not doing that. Like you said,
Right.
it has to be equal, or not even
Mm-hmm.
exactly equal, but we both have to be gaining something out of the relationship. It's not going to
Right.
overwork and overwhelm yourself if
Yep,
it's
that's true.
one-sided. So definitely.
That is so true. Yes, I love it. So again, y'all, even if you have to go back and watch this replay, please share this video out. Business Owner Spotlight was brought together so that we could shine the light on other business owners, other women. Y'all know that I love supporting other beautiful women. I love to see another female doing their thing. Like, sis, I'm clapping for you. I'm rooting for you.
You
So
too.
yeah, so that's why Business Owner Spotlight was that's my vision for this. And I pray that God just blesses it,
Yes,
to
you will,
bring and
definitely.
bless other people's business.
And thank you
Um,
for the platform as well.
you are welcome, love. So before you leave us tonight, can you tell our audience how to connect with you?
Yes, so I'm on Facebook, Chicana Cabria, Chicona. The last name is Kibria. My website is www.sensebychicanak.com. On Instagram as sense_by_Chicana K. Also on Facebook, Sense by Chicana K. So there's a lot of ways.
And also, yeah, it's fine. I just want to tell you, like I tell everybody else, this is your video. Feel free to go through here, network throughout the comments, drop your link or whatever. You have my permission to do so, just so they'll know how to link with you. Cause I know y'all know people are hard headed and they don't like to listen. So, it just makes it easier when you put the link or whatever or
How
drop
do
your
I do
page
that
so they
on
can click
this?
it.
Do I go back to Facebook to do
So
that, or
once we get off of here, you can go through the comments. You can
got
do
it?
it on here and YouTube and just kind of drop your information for them just to
Perfect.
make it convenient for them. So I think that's all we have. It was an honor to have you on here tonight, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you for coming up.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You
I
are
appreciate
welcome.
you.
You
All
are
right.
so
Have a good
welcome.
night,
You
everyone.
too. Have a good night.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Let me see. Oh, okay. All right, you guys. So that's it. That was our guest. I said that is, but that was our guest for Business Owner Spotlight. If you are interested in coming on, my contact information is in my cover photo on Facebook, not on YouTube, but on Facebook. So y'all reach out. I would love to bring you on and shine the light on your business. Because like I said, this was put together. My vision for it is to help other business owners. I want to help other people get their business out there, get more exposure to their business. Like, it don't matter if it's one sale, two sales, or just more traffic to your website, your page, or whatever the case may be. I'm also going to be doing content creator spotlight. So if you are a content creator and you're not a business owner, come up and let's shine a light on you. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed interviewing her. I enjoy all of the ones that I've done so far. Very intelligent women, super smart. They doing their thing, and I love to see it. But thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. I hope y'all have a good night, and I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And I will catch y'all next week.